Okay, we'll do roll call. Mike Cici.
Here.
Nick Venti.
Here.
Bob Seacard.
Yep.
Rich Gullett. Here. And Chuck Raymond.
Here. All set?
Yep.
All right. And I'm Chuck Raymond, I'm the chair of the Concom. What I want to do is if there's anybody here that has any business before the, or any questions or comments for the Conservation Commission, if you're not on the agenda already, if you have any questions or anything, this is time for you to ask? No? Okay. Oh,
I can do it. The date today is February 11th, 2025, and it is 6 p.m.
all right. All right, so moving on, under new hearings, I'll go ahead and read it into the record. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for a notice of intent filed by Raphael and Anna Magali. I hate mispronouncing people's names, so.
You got it.
Represented by Hannigan Engineering Incorporated for the construction of a single-family home, along with access drive and site amenities within the buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland. Address Lot 2, Birch Street, map 524, parcel 9-2, file number CE, that's new, isn't it?
No, sorry.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay. 199-1207. Sir, introduce yourself, please.
Good evening. My name is Dominic Elaine.
Dominic?
Dominic Elaine, yes. I'm with Hannigan Engineering. I'll be representing Anna Laura Magali for the proposed single-family home on Lot 2 Birch Street. Currently, the property is predominantly woodland. There's a bordering vegetated wetland along the southwestern border of the property that leads into an existing culvert in Birch Street. Proposed conditions include an access drive along Birch Street. There will be a drive under garage. And due to the nature of the site, there is quite a bit of regrading that will need to happen to provide access for the house. It'll be cut into the grounds. Work inside the 100-foot buffer includes construction of the house, regrading around the site.
Dominic, ask a quick question.
Yes.
On the map, can you point out where the 100-foot buffer is?
Sure.
Well, first point where the wetland is, and then give us the 100 feet.
Okay. The wetland is right here. The light green actually is the wetlands.
Okay,
And the 100-foot buffer is this line right here.
got it, thank you.
So all the driveway and
Like half the house, the driveway.
half-ish of the house.
And there is no stormwater management required due to it being a single-family home. And DEP has provided no comments for the proposed site. And I'd like to open it up for any comments.
All right.
If I may?
Please, go ahead.
One thing important to note, I think, is the elevation. Even though it's relatively close, you're seeing it on the wetlands, it's very high.
It looks steep here.
It's very steep, it's away from the, any drainage or anything, I think would probably be okay. My only concern, and I'm glad we have you here, is that we did have, and stop me if I'm going over the edge of our responsibilities or not, but we all experienced some issues at Hillary Drive, Hillary Road, along with Chris, with the stormwater running off of the hill, and the folks at Hillary, we got wrapped into that, even though stormwater isn't our problem. The only thing I see here is it's a terribly steep driveway as it hits the road, and what considerations there might be to prevent water from coming down into the road and possibly going into the adjoining basin. Again, I don't know if that's the Conservation Commission's issue, and if it's not, we should just stop it, but we did get roped into the Hillary Road.
Storm drainage protection is one of our responsibilities listed.
You all set, Mike?
I'm all set.
Chris, you want to address that?
Sure. For the record, Chris Anderson, Hannigan. So I want to make a very distinguished difference between those two projects.
Hold on a second. Johannes, is that camera on? Shouldn't it be a, is it? Okay, I thought this would be a red light, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, so there's quite a bit of difference between those two projects. The name escapes me, the Hillary Road project. That has a lot more surface runoff contribution factors to take into account. This is kind of located on top of the knoll of the hill, so there's really no runoff that's generated to a significant extent, if you will,
From the hill.
from the hill, that what the Hillary Road sites have tremendous issues with. With that being
Is
said,
that because of the subsurface there, or?
it's just the topography. So the Hillary Road takes the whole side of Mount Gooseneck.
It's got a
Okay.
larger source.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Like you have hundreds of
There's
acres.
just a knoll in and of, just all by itself, apologize.
Like I was saying, if you look at the Hillary Road properties, they have hundreds of acres of just ledge pouring down on them, so it's a whole different situation.
Okay.
The total disturbance on this is less than a half an acre. It's about just shy of 20,000 square feet, so it's a significantly smaller site as well. And we're less than 5,000 square feet of impervious, so we fall below several of the thresholds of the local stormwater ordinance, if you
Okay.
will.
Okay. Go ahead, Richard.
Where's the stormwater from the surface water coming off the driveway?
It
go?
hits a grass swale on the inside edge of the driveway,
Along here?
Yep. Or to the north, if you will, sorry. Just,
Inside of the curve, yeah.
yeah, on the inside of the curve. And it directs it
Okay, so
towards.
you got the road slanted there.
Yeah.
And that just goes into that swale and just infiltrates?
It goes into the swale and then gets directed towards Birch Street. Because of the nature of the topography on the site and the groundwater concerns, there's really no possible feature to mitigate those flows. It's also a hydrological sea soil, so it's not a advantageous soil, if you will. It's a Paxton complex. So there's
Not speaking as soil hydrologist, you need to make sure that we understand what you're talking about.
So, if the board, the commission might remember, drainage soils types are classified in 4 different criteria.
No, that's the.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But when you just toss out a particular soil classification, we may not know what that means. So I just want,
Yeah, so we have range A being very good, D being very bad. This is a C, so it's one notch above being bad.
in terms of infiltration.
This is here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not all gravel? It looks like a big gravel.
Oh, we wish it was.
So
But it's not, it's all glacial till. So,
let me specify what my, okay, go
Just
ahead.
to follow, with good in your mind being more transmissive,
correct.
and the bad being less permeable.
Being basically clay.
To
Yeah.
put it in a non-subjective way.
Yeah.
From a civil site perspective, it is a less impermeable surface or soil type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Let me just, and that whole Birch Street is, the house is all over. I mean, it's a very rural area. I don't think there's a problem, other than, what concerns me is the driveway, coming off the roof, under the driveway, is it gonna follow, is water gonna follow down, because it's steep, I mean, I'm on Hill Street, so I've got the same kind of condition that we had to dig a little bit of a drainage ditch at the bottom of the driveway to catch stuff and keep it in the berm, so I just didn't know if there was any consideration for that, or consideration if something should happen,
So there is, various erosion control measures we can implement. They're on the plan, straw wall and silt fences and stuff on intervals, so that if there is indeed an issue during construction, we can address it. I think one of the primary things that this design takes into account is that we're creating almost a barrier or berm between the actual site construction and the wetland to the south. So the hydraulic connection is effectively kind of discontinued, for lack of a better term, from the wetland itself.
I don't think I'm being clear, the driveway empties out onto Birch Street,
Yep.
and there are houses directly across a 15-foot road, and water coming down that driveway, I'm just concerned that it doesn't end up in somebody's basement across the street, that's all I'm concerned about.
Is there any storm sewer there
There's a couple catch basins that
on
connect
Birch Street?
in Birch
So
Street.
this water is going into the street and then into the storm sewer system?
Correct. So there's 2 sets of catch basins, one immediately up gradient of the driveway and another set near the intersection of the exchange. So there's quite a bit of difference, or distance, if you will, between the 2 points and where the point of construction is. So if
How many
needed,
houses between there? that their water would pass.
One, and it's the abutting property, 136, and that's on top of the hill as well. So there's no houses in that area along that side of the road because there's a crown of the road.
It's across the street. Okay, good to know.
There's probably some, I don't know based on the plan shown, but there's probably houses on the opposite side of the street.
Yeah, right.
But there's a crown that separates the
Okay.
road, so it's a crown road.
That was my concern.
Yeah.
There, I think this falls under the storm damage protection, but it's more of a public works issue, so we won't get into that. But along these lines of the water coming down the driveway and out onto Bird Street, even though the flooding may not affect any nearby homeowners, if there is any, I'm sorry, potential flooding with a, 1,000-year storm or something. My concern might be that water freezing in the winter. Excess, exactly, I've seen it happen so many times, on old construction even, never mind new construction like this. Has that been a consideration to at least minimize that?
So it's all pitched, cross-pitched, so that we're keeping the water moving, which is the main goal for
Yeah.
ice control. Besides that, it's just abrasive application during winter, if it does get bad within, are you talking about the driveway or the road itself?
Road.
The road?
I mean, last thing, I want the people to have their house, but I also don't want to, with stormwater running down there off the roof, down the driveway, out onto the street, and then,
It's
a nice, you've seen these conditions as often as I have. You get a rainstorm in January, and the next day it's frozen solid, and then now you've got a skating rink coming down the road.
Was this
And-
reviewed by DPW?
Not if it doesn't go storm, it's not a stormwater
Because
permit.
it's not-
Doesn't meet stormwater permits, we don't see it.
Oh, okay.
So you should also note that Bird Street has a pretty good pitch going down it in this area, so
In which way is that?
going north.
Toward exchange.
Is that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the catch basin just literally like 20 feet up the road from the driveway. So that's capturing all the runoff
Coming to that.
To it.
to it, coming from the south. And then you just have a decently sloped road going all the way down to exchange. So standing water is what the main concern is.
Right.
With that pitch on the road. It's
So you're
not-
saying there shouldn't be any standing water, with run water, okay. All right.
Yeah, you get all the high school kids coming out of there in the afternoon, that place is a traffic jam, I just want to avoid any problems with that.
Is there a wetland to the south and west connected? Is it immediately adjacent to a stream?
Not in this area, no. So there is a Reservoir Brook is on the opposite side of Exchange.
Right.
So we're showing that 200-foot riverfront associated with that.
Yeah.
But all
I
the work,
see the
yeah.
buffers there.
So the water goes from the north down towards Birch Street through the culvert and on its merry way on the opposite side of the street.
It goes through, is there a culvert, where's the culvert?
So it flows this direction, and there's a culvert right here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it exits.
It
across the
goes
street.
eventually to Rockwell.
Yes.
Okay, and does that stream flow into that river there?
No, the river goes to, Slack, that's
Rockwell.
Slack Brook, it goes to Manusnock, Manusnock goes into Rockwell. This water would go directly to Rockwell, the one that he's playing in.
What river is Nick referencing here?
Slack Brook.
The
Which is
culvert
where on the map? I
It's
can't.
it's up
Oh,
to the
all right.
north.
to the north.
You all set?
Yeah, I guess I'm asking because wetlands that are immediately adjacent to rivers are under a purview, but if they're isolated, they have to meet special criteria.
Okay.
Up here before this.
Dominic, can you point out to us and describe the location of your erosion control?
Yeah, sure. So we have erosion control, pretty much the light green is the area of clearing. Erosion control will be all along here, kind of just behind the berm that we're creating here to capture any sediment. And then up here, it'll just, the light green is the erosion control outline, I guess.
So there'll be straw wall silt fence around the entire perimeter.
Sure. Okay.
Most of it's a cut, so it's more of a demarcating the limit of work.
Okay, so actually, that was my another question. So you said there'd be a lot of fill, so that fill just simply comes from the cut work being done on the
Cut.
property? You're not importing anything? Okay.
Besides pavement and concrete, there's nothing being
Right.
imported on the
Okay.
site.
All right.
And the erosion control will be around just as a limit of work, and then we're putting silt sacks and the catch basins immediately upgrading and downgrading of our site. So those will be monitored as well during construction.
Alrighty. I don't have anything else. Anybody else have any questions, comments?
I got a couple of Chuck. I just, how long, Dominic, is that driveway gonna be?
I don't have the exact number.
You can kind of guess off the scale, can't you?
100 feet, 175?
About 140.
140?
By my pen measure.
Okay, yeah, I'm erring on the side of caution with my other two commissioners here in regards to the end of that driveway when it comes to Birch Street. Has there any thought been given to slope that so it's not gonna all come on Birch Street? In other words, concave it down so it goes off to the sides rather than straight on? I mean, a little bump so that you're not.
So the driveway and existing topography of Birch Street and its shoulder, there's really not much of a shoulder. The topography drops right in. So the driveway is being pitched into the gutter line of Birch Street, and there's no room really
So you're gonna pitch the driveway to the south,
to the north.
to the north.
Yes.
Where's the culvert that goes through there?
It's to the south, just uphill of the site.
To the south. So you're
There's a
gonna pitch it
culvert
to
there.
the north rather than to the culvert?
Correct, because there's a couple foot elevation difference between the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The cut that is there, is that where you're going to have the driveway? There's a cut?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
I think there used to be a house back there.
There is a house on it.
No, I know the house on the corner.
There
Oh,
used
no,
to be a,
the city took that one and tore it down. The one out back
So there
there.
was a house there.
Not on that lot, but it was on the lot.
Yeah, that's all wet, that's all. You walk back there, you just, it's sponge. And it's not pretty intermittent, it's more flowing year-round, because I live up the street. I walk by there all the time.
The water's gonna, it's gonna come out here and then come down here.
Right.
yep.
And that is definitely a good pitch down to that
And I
storm.
think there's another culvert further down the street too. But yeah, we're very cautious on getting
Been
into
there, done
trouble.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
We had issues at the other site with some, at least I had issue, I should say, with.
Whatever site.
Hillary Road.
Oh, Hillary Road, okay.
With, on the street where the flooding was, where they're complaining, a lot of the water was there because there were trees in the road, vegetation, because the engine, the road wasn't quite hitting the drainage
Yeah.
grates.
There's-
And that was actually part of it, so if I had any concern here, it's that this is maintained there, so the flow doesn't go around it like I saw down at Hillary, or the road below Hillary.
Yeah,
The Hillary Road was the flooding out the bottom of the,
Yes, the terrace was the upper one.
oh, yeah, it was Heather.
Harwood
Harwood, there you
Terrace.
go, thank you.
I mean, there is no, I go down that road all the time, it's no Hill Street, there is no flooding today on that.
Well, so you'll keep your eye on it for us.
I'll keep, yeah, I'll keep.
Along with Bob, who walks.
Because I'm nosy.
We got it covered.
We got our spies.
Yeah, there's no water that collects there now, it's just, my concern again was coming, scrolling down the driveway and hitting the road and sweeping over.
But we do have that natural spring that comes off of Exchange, you know, about 100 feet up from that, right, you know, that house right there, that constantly freezes over onto the road, that the city has to deal with, or drivers do. That's there, that is a completely wet, to the south of your house there, proposed house is completely wet. Now, they're gonna add a lot of fill in that, huh? Chris, that's gonna kind of keep it pushed to the south, right?
it's export, so we're cutting into the hill in order to get the house in.
Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, so there's gonna be earth excavation,
You said you weren't bringing in anything other than
the basic construction materials.
concrete.
Yep, concrete, asphalt, but besides that, it's a net export off the property because of the topography change and other issues on the site.
Okay.
No blasting has to be involved here?
God, I'm not. So it's supposedly all
Yep.
soil, so we should be okay on that front. If there is an issue,
That would be a surprise.
well, we'll deal with it and bring the commission aware.
Safe to assume with the new drainage, the water going to the wetland area will be less,
Slightly less, yes.
so that could potentially be a concern.
I was,
To me, it's not.
I was looking at that too. I thought of a drain in the middle of the drive, go through the driveway, so it doesn't reach Birch Street is the only thing that could keep us out of trouble. You know, I mean, we're proposing a house in the wetlands.
No.
No, it's not in the
It's not.
wetlands.
Well, in the buffer zone.
No, it's
on
not
a-
the buffer zone. Well,
it's-
yeah, most of the buffer
It's
zone.
on a hill over a drainage ditch. Is that okay to say? Thank you.
It's just runoff.
I haven't been to the site, so I cannot verify the veracity of your
I
statement.
have not walked by it, but looking at the topography from what you said, it's up on a mound, right?
Yeah.
Dominic, can you show me where the
And what
buffer
was at the
zone
bottom?
is?
Yeah, so this line right here.
It goes right through the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're proposing a house in the buffer zone.
Yeah.
Yes, in a
Yes.
buffer zone that is elevated up and above. It's
Like a
no
plateau.
different elevated than I'd say the chicken coop case.
Yeah,
You know, the one that got moved?
yeah.
Just up on the hill. The distance here wasn't so much, it was more than it was up high.
This is a very big hill. And the wetland is actually lower than the road.
Yes.
And there's a chicken coop that wasn't permitted on the other side of the street too, right on the waterway too.
Well, yeah, that's.
Oh, we'll worry about that when we come in for the
Yeah,
check.
we'll
Yeah,
duck
yeah, yeah.
going down that road at this point.
One more question. Who is responsible to maintain the siltation barrier?
It would be the landowner and applicant. So they'll maintain the erosion control measures throughout the project until stabilization is achieved.
Okay, a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
they- Most of them don't seem to get maintained, especially if there's a main event with a lot of water coming down and we just kind of forget about it, it gets mowed over with the silt and then goes in further into the wetlands, so.
You're talking about the siltation barrier, the erosion and sediment control?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, then you'll need to know then, once the construction is done, the siltation, the straw wattle and siltation fence has to get removed.
Isn't it supposed to
Uh,
stay until this is approved?
Correct.
Correct. It's
Not
stays-
taken away immediately after that?
Well, when I say construction, what I meant was with the certificate of
Correct.
Compliance.
compliance, right?
Compliance
Yeah,
has been
yeah.
completed.
Because when it's
and
stabilized, they
certified.
have, the agent goes out, checks it,
Right.
makes sure it's stabilized.
Right. That's what I meant with construction. When all said and done, you've gotten a certificate of completion. So there's the erosion sediment control barrier needs to be taken out. Can't just stay there. And so, just want to make sure that you guys know that.
Got it.
How long is the construction expected to be?
I believe less than a year. Depending on the
In the
state.
beginning, going sometime here in the very near future.
Ideally, sometime in the future, we're gonna probably wait till it's a drier part of the year, but
Okay, so it might not be till 2026 till this is
A lot of
done.
frost now, too.
yeah, it would be definitely 2026 completion date.
All right. I'm all set. Anybody else set? Anybody have any
Yeah.
thoughts, questions, concerns? Commission all set? Okay. Anybody in the audience, any thoughts, questions? Homeowners, do you have any questions for us?
No, we've asked a lot of questions, we've had a lot of questions answered already, we're just
Okay.
here to make sure that we understand, follow along, do things right, so.
Okay. I assume you folks are here for something else, or? Okay. All right then, with that, then I will go ahead and entertain a motion to close this portion of the public, portion of the hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Nick. Is there a second?
I can second that.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay. Roll call, Mike Cici,
Aye.
Nick Venti,
Aye.
Bob Seacon,
Aye.
Rich Gulick,
Aye.
Chuck Raymond.
Aye. All right. Forget how we're doing with you here, Mark, but typically at this point, I would ask Nick what his thoughts and
I mean,
comments
I
are.
would say a normal order of conditions or typical,
All right.
it's fine for
You
this.
would say approved?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. With that then, we didn't have any I didn't detect any particular new conditions we wanted to throw in this. I didn't recall hearing anything along. All right, so with that then, I'll entertain a motion to approve the project as described at Lot 2 Birch Street for the construction of a single-family house and driveway and associated work as described by the applicant.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, roll call, Mike Seachy.
Aye.
Nick Venti.
Aye.
Bob Seacard.
Aye.
Rich Gulick.
Aye.
Chuck Raymond.
Aye. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, folks. Good luck.
Good luck.
Hey, Lex, don't let
And,
you get a
we
nice
will-
spot like that so close to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will have a new conservation agent here, probably, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Going forward, if you have any questions, I'm not sure what this person's name is gonna be yet. If you have any questions going forward, throughout the whole process, feel free to reach out to our new agent. I can't, like I said, I can't give you a name, but if you
You
have
can
any
always,
questions.
you can always contact me and I'll give you the name.
Yeah.
We can bug Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris will know who the agent is, so. you know that, so. Dominic, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, folks. Have a good night.
See ya.
So for the record, that was his first time doing a public hearing.
Good job.
I kind of thought so. Nice job.
Not too bad, was it?
No.
Just don't let Chris.
Relax,
answer
we're
any
easy.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I'll accept him.
Why is this one?
All right, moving on under continued hearings, there are none, which is good. All right, under regular meeting, enforcement, 1771 Lock Drive update.
Yeah, the only reason I put this back on is I think I sent an email around. We were all set with it the last time?
Yeah, we wanted this is done out of our
Well,
life.
we have to, I checked a DEP and you have to vote to rescind the order, so the
Did
commission.
you find the original order?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what,
I can't remember what day it was, but
Okay.
it's been a while.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I do
To
have,
rescind the original order of conditions?
yeah, you basically have to say,
it wasn't an order of conditions.
It was an enforcement
It was an
order.
enforcement order.
So you have to
we are-
rescind
Rescind the enforcement order.
Okay.
Yes.
so we have to vote on it, that's the only reason I have it on.
Okay, all right then.
Cancel it, rescind it,
Yeah,
or.
yeah, but yeah.
Okay. Based on our conversations then with the applicant and the owner of the site and their consultants, I'll then entertain a motion to rescind the, what was it, enforcement order
Enforcement order.
for 1771 Lock Drive.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Michael. Is there a second?
I'm gonna second that.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, roll call, Mike Seachy,
Aye.
Nick Venti,
Aye.
Bob Seacard,
Aye.
Rich Gulick,
Aye.
and Chuck Raymond.
Aye. All right, moving on. 76 Weather Vane Drive update.
Yeah, I got a hold of the owner through the Board of Health. Jose and the Board of Health speak Spanish, and he can talk to that applicant. The applicant doesn't speak much
Okay.
English. So he's gonna come before the commission, the next meeting, which is March 11th. He's just not around right now, but he will come before us and we'll have to talk to him about what's going on there. That's the one with the chicken coop in the back.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
cleared the whole backyard, so.
Yeah, okay.
Will we have, will Jose come in and
He'll,
assist us?
no, when Jose asked him if he could bring somebody with him who can help.
Okay.
So-
Okay. All right, so
So he'll be in the next meeting.
Next meeting, which would be in
March
March.
11th.
Yeah. Okay. And 0 Nashua Street.
Yeah, that's another one. I know you guys said everything, it looks good right now, I guess, from what the commission had said the last time. They planted those plantings there.
This is
Do we
near
wanna wait
Chadwick
until
Road Park.
it grows more before we rescind it?
Wanna see 'em bloom, don't we?
It was, I believe the original intent was to wait until the next inspection by that Morrow in the spring.
Okay.
I had questioned the timing of this, whether having that requirement would hold up the city buying it. We were told that the interest was not within that time period. I think that was the one.
That's
of the
fine.
discussion.
That was the reason, yeah. you're
Okay.
right.
Okay, so that's how I remember that
No, that
there's a
sounds right.
different deadline to
Okay.
hold off on.
Mark, is that in enforcement, or was that,
Is it-
did that not make it to that point? Was it
I'm
just
not
a
sure on
violation?
Nashua Street, I haven't found any.
I thought there was an enforcement.
It
It
might
was
have
a
been
cease and desist, if nothing else. I'm pretty sure there was an
It
enforcement.
might have been, I
Well,
gotta find
so
the
we
paperwork.
can issue a violation notice, and then you can issue an enforcement if the violation notice is not heeded.
Can you look into that, Mark, see if there was a
Yeah, let
violation?
me
notice?
find out.
So the enforcement would be like it's a second
Yeah.
step.
I got you. Okay,
All right.
we'll look that up. But that was just enough to
Yeah.
talk about.
Okay.
I happened to, I was getting onto 190 last week. I happened to look down there. I did see some trees in there, but going going 55 on the on-ramp and trying to, I couldn't stare at it for too long, so, all right.
I guess what I'm saying is we may have resolved that before it got to that point.
Gotcha.
Issue.
Okay. All right then, moving on, under meeting minutes. Oh, what are you guys here for?
Zero Nashua Street.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You were the only-
So.
Did you hear what we said last meeting? By
No.
any chance?
And Matt,
Matt Howard, the ones came here last meeting.
Okay. That's too bad, it was very complimentary.
Yeah, nice
Okay.
job.
Very good.
but is it, is that notice is gonna be dropped or that reinforcement?
That would be dropped, I believe, after the next inspection by Matt in May.
Yeah, it's gonna wait till his,
Yeah,
Was
we're-
the idea, but that there was no harm coming from it, no penalty, nothing.
Because Matt asked us to come here, he's down Westport, I think, today.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And he say we supposed to come here to try to get the, I think they have a notice for enforcement or something there, the paperwork. I just need that off for the lawyer can move forward.
Yeah, like I already said, one of the things we're waiting for is to make sure those plants survive the winter and start growing again in the spring.
Yeah,
Because if I'm not saying they're going to, but if they do die, they need to be replaced.
yeah.
So we just wanna make sure that
Anything
they-
you can do for put that in my name, I take care of that. I do want to plant those trees.
No, and you did a good job, but stuff happens. I've
No, I
seen,
understand.
I've seen very well
Yeah.
planted trees die for a variety of reasons.
I just need the notice off that land for I able to sell that for the guys. If you take that off and put in my name, I'd be responsible to take care of those trees. I can do that. You know, I just need
It's just
that.
a time-sensitive thing. Would it be is there any possibility, we are under the impression, that you guys already visited, and we understand about the plants, it's just, we don't mind having that liability, and that's 100%. Is there any way to make something like that work?
So you've got an active buyer and you're trying to
Yes.
move the land.
Yeah, and then it's just the time sensitive, because obviously we're trying to close, and that's the only pending. That's why we jumped on there for that planting too, you know?
Yeah,
You know I tried to head that off, right?
I know you did.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
You're looking at me, knowing
That's why I'm
I'm
looking
like,
at you.
Yeah, because the trees, I bought the trees from Select
no, the problem isn't with the trees. You never know how these things are gonna
Yeah,
survive.
those guys give us a warranty for the trees. If any tree die, I can go there and get a new one, you know?
The only issue here is that you're catching us, and this isn't your issue, but you're catching us in between conservation agents.
Okay.
If Nick was still here, we could probably expedite this, and he'd give us a better idea of what we could do at this point, but we're in between. Nick left, we're in the process of interviewing a new agent, and we haven't hired anybody yet.
we need to look at our minutes from the
Right.
meeting that was approved,
Yeah.
or watch the video, figure out which meeting. What exactly do we vote on? Because our vote included the idea that that land wasn't gonna be transferable. We thought that was part of it. We were talking, was the city gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Was the concept that was here. I objected to voting for it with the condition of a later inspection, but that is what got voted in. So we would have to do another vote to change that. And
Mark, could you reach out to
Right.
Nick
Yeah.
and see what his recollections are on this? That would be helpful.
Okay.
And if he has any advice on the most expeditious way to move
Okay.
forward.
Okay.
To not only protect the property, but to help
And
these guys
just with the
out.
March date, we understand that's probably what's the next date for
Yeah.
for you guys meeting.
Yeah.
Is there any way to do this at a sooner date, or
I don't believe so.
'cause that would be crucial for the transaction?
Yeah, our acting agent, Mark Primarini, who works for DPW, he does not, he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart.
Matt was in contact with someone.
Yeah.
Did Matt contact you guys
Correct.
in regards to this?
Correct, but he didn't say, he didn't
Yeah,
tell me at
okay.
the time that there was a rush to get that off either.
no, this is a surprise to me.
Right. This is the first we've heard that you guys are in a hurry to get this thing sold. We didn't know that.
I mean.
So to come in and spring it upon us and say,
I'm not, yeah.
you guys need to act quick so we can sell it.
Well, I mean,
That's
isn't there a way
a
that
little
you can
unfair, sir.
pass this order on, saying it's a condition of the sale?
I was just about to suggest that.
Yeah. The attorney is trying to work it out, but it looks like it was part of the original that we would do the replanting and everything, so it's something that we would have to consult with, but one of the reasons why we try to move as fast as we could was just so we could, get the ball rolling on that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think at this point, Nick is still available
Yeah.
off and on. He's down in Pennsylvania now. Mark can reach out to him and see what kind of response we get from Nick.
And I can check with DEP maybe.
You know, the issue is it's a very sensitive area.
That'd be good.
It's a federal river.
I'll
It's
check
a
with-
riverfront, it's within the riverfront buffer zone, so it's a
That's one of
very-
the reasons why we want to get the
Yeah.
replant as soon as possible.
I'll check with DEP too and see if there's anything we can, do.
And these lawyers are creative. They ask for everything, and are quite often are satisfied with less than everything. If there's some way that like I just mentioned, that there's a condition in the sale that responsibility for the trees surviving will be yours, and until you get some kind of until you get a certificate from us, but everything else can go through, something along those lines. See what the lawyer can do. They're creative. They're usually smart people.
Yeah, I mean, if, knowing that it's a sensitive area, if it's going to be a naturalized property, then they should have no problem just saying, accepting it as it is. If they have some other plans for
They have to
some
come
sort of
before.
industrialization or
Yeah.
commercialization, then-
Not that we were aware of, but I think it's just that they wanted to make sure there was nothing pending from conservation
Yeah.
at this point, at the.
There's nothing new is pending right now.
Yeah.
It's just the stuff that's already on the books.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, there's nothing new that we're gonna surprise you with.
And as Rich said, going back, if the attorney wanted to go back and look at the meetings, we were very complimentary on the work that was done there
Yeah.
to resolve the problem, so they could look at that.
Yeah, he's just asked for kind of like a, any paperwork, like certification, you already did that work.
That we
on the
already,
property.
I mean, I
he
can
has
send
been
So he's looking for it.
satisfied, that has been satisfied.
Can I send you like a note from like the agent, help you, like saying you guys are,
Yeah.
It's still in process.
It's still in process, but you guys are doing your due
You did-
diligence, you know what I mean?
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
all right,
can
yeah.
help.
All right, let
We'll
me,
consult with that and then, yeah.
Let me ask you this question, and this is for my curiosity as the chair of the commission. You're looking to sell this property to a private individual, private company, or what? You don't have to tell me who, but are you looking to sell it to a private individual or a private company or something?
No, he's kind of like the LC stuff.
Yeah, it's a company, so, yeah, but I don't think they have any plans for it.
I don't think he's doing anything with that.
Okay, well, we'll see, I guess.
okay. Yeah, I can do that for you. Do you
Yeah.
can you give me your card, do you have a card or anything like that?
Or you can send to Matt too. because
Oh, all right.
I have
Yeah,
the text you
yeah,
sent to
yeah,
Matt,
okay,
he sent
yeah.
to me.
You're talking about Matt Morrow, right?
Yeah, I'll send it to you now. Okay.
I believe this was first brought up April 16th last year, 2024.
Okay.
It's then on the agenda each meeting, it appears, going onward. And then, at least most of them,
So the first time it came before us was last April?
and, yeah.
Okay.
And then there was a long
Or
discussion
before than that?
on July 23rd. And then we continued it to August 6th. And we approved 5-0. Matt Morrow plan plus a June 30th, 2026
Oh.
inspection, but that might be 5. This is my handwritten
Yeah.
notes.
No, I think we went out 2 years, didn't we?
Bingo.
For continuing.
I think
Yeah.
so.
We went out 2
So
years.
I think this held out.
Yeah,
till
because the
June
full growing
30th.
season this year,
Yeah.
and then one more next year.
Correct.
Chuck, you
Reading-
recused
reading.
yourself and didn't vote on that. Justin? Was one of you guys, Justin? No? Justin was here.
I mean, I can-
Justin again. So.
Yeah, I think Matt proposed the
The vote was on August sixth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the record is and what we have to go by, but
All right.
I believe we can make
Yeah, yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be opposed to
Yeah,
that.
but if I can send them a note just saying.
And they
this
did
is
a
the
nice
pro-
job.
This is
put
where
a
we're
lot-
at. You know what I mean?
They did a nice job with this and put a lot of money, and I remember asking how much it was gonna cost, and frankly not liking how much it was gonna cost. Because it was expensive, which you
Yeah,
did.
of course.
Yeah, that's why I tried to.
That's why
I
we're
would,
trying.
I would like to get out of the way, but we can't, I don't think we can do it tonight. We have to go and look up
Yeah.
exactly what that,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, look at the
There's something,
official
somebody
record
visit
of
the
that.
site, that's Matt told me, I think, when you guys be
Yeah,
there.
After the planting, or?
I
Yeah.
think some people went.
Yeah,
I would-
Okay, okay.
All of us went
Oh, you
there.
guys
Oh,
been
you
there?
guys didn't?
Yeah, I unfortunately, I
Oh,
haven't
not
been
okay,
there yet.
I haven't seen it.
Well, since I was leading the last meeting, I went by before.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Just recently,
All right.
reported on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Naturally, it's coming back on its own anyway, pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, I put 45 trees there, you know, they all come up
Wow.
nice.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
We
big
read all the
trees.
types of them to the record, and
That's
how
right,
many
yeah.
of what type.
Yeah, yeah.
So on.
It was a good, it was a good list, it was a good list.
Yeah, I read some of the nice parts from
Very
Matt's
thorough.
report for you.
All right, so if we try to, please pass all this on to Matt to the best of your abilities. Mark will reach out to Nick, see if he can get some more information in
Yes.
terms of what Nick remembers as being where we are at this point. What, was it a violation, was it an enforcement order?
I'll look for that.
Yeah.
I think it
I'll-
was an
It's an
enforcement
enforcement
order,
order.
if
I
I'm
think
not
that's-
mistaken, so it was an enforcement order, I
Yeah,
believe.
okay.
I think so.
All right.
And that order stays in place until you guys voted, is that how it works?
Correct,
Yes.
it's gotta be rescinded.
It's gotta, yeah, it has to be officially rescinded. And
And for that to happen, would,
I'm not sure what, I know.
Well, I don't know. if
I
we're
don't
gonna
think,
do it
I'm not
before.
sure if, I'm not sure if we, as Rich just said from his notes, we approved a maintenance plan that calls for
Inspections.
inspections until June of 2026. So this whole growing season this year, and then one more again spring of 2026, just to make sure that everything's taken. So, but do we have to wait until then?
I have a
Rescind?
question.
I don't know.
To rescind that, would it be possible, and then obviously if there's any trees that needs to be replanted, we can either, we're definitely willing to replant it, and then in case that happens, then another order gets put in place, would that be a possibility?
If a
Another
transfer,
rephrase.
if a transfer of the ownership of the property happens, the new owners
Who probably,
would have to accept that.
Correct, because we can only deal with the owners directly.
Right.
We can't give a
Right.
violation to somebody else.
Right.
Like a previous owner.
Mhm.
So they have to accept it, or we'd have to, which is easiest, or we'd have to rescind it, in which case I'm gonna ask, why were we told that this time period was okay?
Yeah, I didn't know there was.
Well,
Because I wondered if the city wanted to buy it, that had been brought up, and if they'd wanna buy it quick, and then it just,
so
because I didn't wanna get in the way of you selling it to
Right.
them,
yeah.
would
or them
we,
buying it.
would we issue a certificate of compliance after the 2-year period?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if, yes, but I'm not sure if we need to wait until
Wait that
to rescind the
long, yeah.
enforcement order.
I mean, if
Because
they're
the
doing
order
the
was
maintenance
complete,
thing,
right?
couldn't we-
It's just
and
obviously
that's already
there's-
approved, couldn't we rescind the
Yeah,
order?
that trees that's supposed to be like 1-2 inches.
So
I have
can't we
plenty of
rescind
trees
the
that's
order, because we
6 to
already,
8.
the commission's already
If we
approved the
rescind
maintenance.
it, then the whole maintenance plan goes away.
Right, right.
It's
So,
canceling
yeah,
it
ask Nick about
Okay.
how and when the enforcement order
Okay.
could be rescinded.
at DEP.
Yeah, that's.
And DEP, yeah,
definitely-
DEP, yes, please, yes, yeah, more so
Yeah,
DEP,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
they're
point.
more important, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So unfortunately, we're still in a state of limbo, like, we can't give you a definite answer tonight, but we appreciate you guys coming in, and we'll,
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
yeah,
Sooner than
will
later.
will you get back to him as soon as you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
be quick.
Mark Pimarini will get back to you as soon as he can, as soon as he gets more information from both Nick and the DEP. And we'll try to work with you and to help you expedite the sale, but there is that enforcement order. I'm not quite sure exactly what has to happen before we can rescind that.
The easiest thing is for the new owner to accept it. And
Correct.
take it, and
Correct.
you
Yeah.
work out a deal for you to compensate them for the trees.
Yeah.
That would be the easiest, quickest way to go forward.
Yeah.
The real estate lawyers, they want a clean title, they want a clean.
It's exactly, I think that's exactly what it is.
But there may be, I mean,
But
it's pretty close to clean, I mean.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
buyers,
that's
the
what
buyers
we're
don't
like-
care, the problem is the lawyers say you don't move forward, you
Oh.
have that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've
one of
heard
those,
that
like,
before.
legal, they're trying to protect, yeah,
the problem is the lawyers.
Yeah.
of course.
Not the first time that's ever
And
been
there's no
said.
way to do like a vote with the contingency of talking to NACO or something like that? Would
Not
be
right
a
now,
possibility?
no. No,
For the
unfortunately.
record, can we get your names again, guys?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, my Guido Giovanni Anthony. And it's Abner. now.
Abner.
Abner?
Yeah.
Thank you, Abner.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so gonna be more help, but Mark will get back to you as soon as he can, as soon as he gets back from Nick and the DEP.
DEP, yeah, that'll be.
We'll get back to you as soon as he can.
You've informed us of the need, and I'm glad to know.
Yep. And again, nice job on the planting, it looks
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. You too.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to meeting minutes. Handle one at a time. Well, I guess we can talk, well, no, do one at a time. Any comments on the December 10th minutes? All right then, I'll entertain a motion then to approve the meeting minutes for December 10th, 2024 as recorded and edited by the commission.
I'll make that one.
As edited by Rich specifically on February 9th. That's the version we're
Okay.
approving.
What he said.
Gotcha.
Because I haven't seen any other specific
Okay.
edits.
And, well, I'm sorry, was there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, roll call, Mike Cici,
Aye.
Nick Venti,
Aye.
Bob Seacard,
Aye.
Rich Gully,
Aye.
Chuck Raymond.
Aye.
Thanks, Rich.
And January 14th, is it? Yeah, I was here for that one. Any thoughts, comments, questions before I, no? And then I entertain a motion to approve the minutes for January 14th, 2025, as written and/or amended and edited by the commission members.
In this case, Rich Gullick's February 9th version. Of editing.
I'll make that motion.
Well, I think that's included with including edits and comments from the commission.
It would.
Yeah, okay.
But just that there were no others that we were aware of.
Got it, okay.
That's all.
So Michael just
Yeah.
made the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, roll call, Mike Cici,
Aye.
Nick Venti,
Aye.
Bob Seacard,
Aye.
Rich Gully,
Aye.
Chuck Raymond.
Aye. All right, moving on, commissioner comments, it says new filings, no new filings, but just going forward, it ended up being a moot issue, but if you just make sure, particularly before the new agent gets here, if you're not able to make it to a meeting, make sure you let Mark know, just so we'll have an idea. And also, as you may have heard me mention at the beginning, the MACC annual conference is gonna be on March 1st at Holy Cross from 8 to 4:30. Remember, for anybody in the commission, if you register for it, the city, just hold on to your receipt and the city will reimburse you for it. It's a great meeting. Unfortunately, I think I've got something going on March 1st. I'd love to go. The lunch spread at Holy Cross is amazing. That's my favorite part. I've been to it 2 or 3 times in the past.
Well, you got my interest there.
Yeah.
I'll be in Idaho.
But it's a really, really good conference. I would if you're available, I would highly recommend that you attend.
Chuck, do you
Yeah.
know if that city reimbursement applies to MACC trainings as well?
I believe it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay. I
Yep.
just wanted to confirm
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anybody, anything else under commissioner comments? Anything anybody wants? to bring up?
I'd like to get back to the reviewing the meetings previous.
You mean the minutes?
The minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Will that fall back under the commissioner, the new commissioner?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause I,
No, new commissioner?
Mean
New
new-
agent.
New agent?
new agent.
Yeah, it's a job, it's a
Yeah, it's a job description.
Yeah, I mean, because I have my utmost faith in Rich, and Nick's done a good job too. I mean, other people, you too, Chuck. I'm ready to suggest, why don't I'll take 2 months, and review, but.
No, it's in the job description. They've got to be,
It's the agent's responsibility.
we put in the job description that the agent will review, will get the meeting minutes ready if at all possible, no, I didn't even say that. Have it ready, the minutes ready to review by the next meeting.
Okay.
It's in the job description.
I mean,
I'm
I've
time
passed
for
college
us to-
English,
Right.
but somebody as talented as, Rich and Nick, in the field more than I have been, I felt real comfortable in them doing it. And I wasn't about to repeat or critique them, wasting my time, so.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
okay.
It's enough for us to read them and check them.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's awful helpful when they would put them on the drive, so we could all just, review a Google Doc and.
And I've reviewed a few of them, and that's fine, that's good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he uses personal Google, so.
Oh, that was his personal one? Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, then, we'll figure something out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's in the job description.
And real quick, CVS, they're gonna be submitting soon. probably in the next
Oh, good.
couple weeks or so.
Good,
Oh.
all
I
right.
stopped by last Friday and took a look. Still looks good, the bags that are
Yeah.
there and what's
Yeah.
blocking
But
it.
it sounds like it's coming.
Yeah, I've stopped by a few times too.
Cool. All right,
Hey,
moving
Mark,
on.
on that, before we get off that.
Yeah.
You had made a comment about that culvert. It was a requirement to have it be daylighted at the road. Was that a state requirement?
No. Daylight at the road, no. Which color are you talking about?
Right next to CVS, there was some
On Central Street.
notion that had to be daylighted for some reason.
I don't remember.
I remember a conversation about daylighting. I don't recall anything about it being required to be daylighted.
Yeah, no.
Day-
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay, I was just concerned if they were going to put a culvert in there and the state had said, hey, that's gotta be in the
Not that I'm aware
daylighted.
of.
No. No. All right,
Culvert to change your direction.
Yeah.
all right, moving on then. Mark will not be available in a couple weeks, so the next, and it's been pretty slow lately, so
There's
the
no new
next.
filings.
Yeah, no new filings. So our next meeting will be March 11th, 2025. The filing deadline will be, is that this Friday?
Yep. That's right. I got this off of next.
No, it's a week from Friday. So the deadline,
Oh, it's not right?
so I'm sorry, the next meeting will be March 11th, 2025. The filing deadline will be February 21st, 2025 at noon. And the meeting after that will be March 25th, 2025. Filing deadline will be March 7th, 2025 at noon. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Bob.
Roll
Fastest second in history.
call. Mike Seachy.
Aye.
Vic Benty.
Aye.
Bob Seacharn.
Aye.
Rich Gullet.
Aye.
Chuck Raymond.
Aye, and that's at 6:52. If you could just make sure you note that.